Okay, so we're going to do the adductor muscles and the Sartorius in this drawing demo. Again, it's still the legs, so um, we'll just start with the pelvis. So I have to do an inside view as well because this is the adductor muscles are on the inside of the thigh. So this is a cross section of the pelvis. So I guess I'll label these. This is let's see. I guess I could come down more. This would be anterior. Anterior means front. This is lateral. Lateral means side. This would be the medial view. Medial means middle, medium, medial, median. All right. So all right. And I suppose I should do the back as well. The back is the posterior view. Okay, so I guess I could change the color here. All right. We'll go through the muscles as, you know, if I can remember this right. Well, let's start out with the, what do we do here? We just kind of go through the muscles. Maybe I could pick out a lighter color. Oh my goodness, I can't figure this out. Okay. So, gluteus medius right here. Gluteus medius. Gluteus medius. Next is the vastus lateralis. Comes back to the linea aspera. Next be the vastus medialis. Comes down closer to the knee. I'm not going to worry about the side. I'll save that for the adductor group, I guess. Let's see. Next is the soleus. Comes out a little bit wider on that side. On the lateral side, it makes the profile more or less straight down from the back of the knee, the lower back of the knee, to the heel. Alright. Next was, I guess, the rectus femoris, which comes down lower than the anterior superior iliac spine. I guess we could change the color on that. Comes down the middle. It's part of the quadriceps. It's not quite straight. It angles a little bit with the femur. But it means straight. That could refer to the action. I don't know. It's an extensor. It does help keep that leg extended. It's the furthest most profile of the upper thigh. Next we could add the tibialis anterior. Comes down on the lateral side of the shin. It's kind of a thinner version of the soleus. It does not come back to the fibula. It follows the profile of the shin. from the side. Tendon comes forward. All right. Yeah, I can't remember everything, so if it's the right order. So let's go back to the quadriceps tendon since we did the quadriceps. It connects the vastus lateralis, vastus medialis, rectus femoris, all to the knee, the top of the knee. And at the bottom of the knee, there's something called the patellar ligament. So ultimately, those quadriceps connect to the tibial tuberosity by way of the patellar ligament. Okay. I guess next we did the hamstrings. Maybe we change color. I don't know if I can. Hamstrings come from the tibial tuberosity. So there's two pairs of muscles, and they split right down the center. There's a pair on the medial side, pair on the lateral side. Lateral side, they connect to the head of the fibula by way of kind of this tail form. And on the medial side, they connect to the inside. So we could add that of the tibia, below the tibial condyle. All right. And probably we could, well, we're not going to, I'll just make a light line you can see through. That doesn't, it's not a muscle that you see from the front, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so, all right. Next, I guess we could just go to the adductors. I'm sure I'm missing a muscle or something like that, but go to the adductors. So it means we'll go to the medial view, and then what that means, I have to correct my drawing. So that pubic arch should be like that, right? I don't know if that's not going to cut it. All right, so that's really the surface we're working with. Let me pick out a dark color here. All right, so we have to go back. We have to go back to including the vastus medialis in here. So we have the vastus medialis right there. It's not color correct. The adductors are the longus is in the front, magnus is in the back. It's this triangular shape that connects to the linea aspera. So it goes in between the vastus lateralis on the other side and the vastus medialis, and it connects on the back of the femur. It's a triangular type shape. So the longus and magnus combine to make this shape, and they come down to two places. Their origin is right here, the bottom of the pubic arch, right here. Insertion, linea aspera, also part of the, I think, the condyle of the femur. That's not as important because it gets covered by another muscle. So the main form is right here. For the adductor muscle, so it's this wedge that fits right in between. really the hamstrings and the vastus medialis. From the back view, it comes in like that, and then what happens is you have maybe I could pick out a different color. This is not my forte. Sorry. So basically this profile and this area of the hamstrings, these three muscles basically combine to make kind of a single form in the back. So you think of that back part of the leg as a form like that, rather than dividing it into several muscles. It makes a form. So that's kind of the way you think of it, if that helps to simplify that. So now I got to figure out which color I used. What color was it? All right. So from this side, the adductors go into the leg like that. And when I say the adductors in this case, there's three of them. There's the adductor longus, which is the front part of this form, adductor magnus, back part of this form. And there's one called the gracilis, which we'll do that with, I don't know, white predominantly, I guess. Gracilis is a form, it's a muscle that kind of comes down the center of these. So it's kind of a band. And it follows this kind of curve that's going on. And it comes down here at the same place that the hamstrings come to. All right, so let me outline that. So it's like that. And then from this side, it provides a bit of this profile here and down here. Down here, the profile is made up of whatever other tendons are coming into that location. So it's not just the gracilis profile. This could come out a little bit more like that. Okay. Next, we could do the Sartorius. Sartorius, I don't know if I'll pick out the right color or not. Sartorius comes from the anterior superior iliac spine, right up here. And it fills out this valley that's happening right in this, right here. So it comes down, and it's a strap of a muscle. It's not terribly thick. It goes behind the vastus medialis, comes down and connects at the same place that all those other ones called to make that form called the goose foot. All right, so on the inside, what you have is it's doing this kind of thing. It comes behind and it goes to that same place. And I'll show you where this muscle really makes the most impact. Is up here. Right here is the break of the leg. So when you bend your hip, flex your hip, bring your thigh up, there's a crease there, right? Well, this muscle, the sartorius, creases right there. So it's almost like it's got two forms. Even when the figure's standing, the sartorius, you see this division of the sartorius here. It's not just like this line that continues. So from profile, it would appear that way. But from the front, you can see that the form there's a slightly different form that's usually, that's how it's portrayed usually. And also you could see sometimes references to it in drawings, right in this area right here. Maybe up in this area, you're mostly seeing the rectus femoris form represented. And then what happens in between the adductors and the rectus femoris, you might see a bit of a valley that has a certain width to it. It goes on to show, it creates part of that profile right here on the side of the knee. So I guess that's it for the adductors and the sartorius. I hope that helped.